I'm William Weidner for On Second Thought. We're here with Destiny Davis in Las Vegas. Oh, it's good to be the host and producer. It's so good. You notice I had the same hat. Yeah, she actually tried my hat on. We'll show you that. Maybe we'll show you more of Miss Davis later, but I want you to pay attention because you, Mr. Dad, whose family's intact, your 2 kids are doing fine in school and your job is fine, just like that, you could find yourself in Ginger's position or Norm Burkhart's position. I think Norm has a little bit different perspective. Let's listen to Norm and we may see Miss Davis again. What happened to cause it to break up? What was the trigger and who ran to court first?
My former wife ran to court first.
And did she get a restraining order?
Apparently with the urging of her therapists and psychiatrists, she did.
And did that make a difference on the rest of the proceedings that took place after that?
I certainly believe so. It certainly was poisonous to my relationship with my children and was a huge legal expense for me to carry.
How much did you spend on attorney's fees?
Over $100,000.
Over $100,000. And did it do you any good?
Well, I don't think so. I think the whole exercise of this litigation was to prolong it and to enrich the divorce professionals. In retrospect, I've found out that my attorneys have not been abiding by the law, and neither have the attorneys on the other side of the fence.
So the divorce industry used your $100,000 for their benefit, but you didn't really receive much benefit. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely. I was ordered to quit my job by the divorce industry. I had my 2 children taken away. I'm slowly rebuilding a relationship with them, but it's a very steep hill, and it's very hard to fight this battle.
If you could get the courts and the legislature to demand 50-50 and not listen to all the false allegations, unsubstantiated allegations of abuse, but just say you break up, you get the children 50-50, is that something you would support?
Yes, I would, primarily for the benefit of children so that they are kept out of conflict that need not be there.
And if there was a political party or a political candidate who said, I will support and legislate for, use it as a bullet book to get 50-50 when parents split, would that be an overriding issue that you could ignore virtually all the other issues and vote on that one issue?
At this point in time, I'd like to see credible national political figures take that position. I haven't seen one, but I certainly would endorse that position.
So supposing there was a Libertarian Party or a Green Party candidate that advocated 50% custody of the kids with each parent, would that be enough to make you vote for that Libertarian or that Green, regardless of other issues?
It would. I'd look at the bigger picture because this is not the only issue in our lives, but certainly it's a big issue. I don't think this alone would make a difference because I'd look into what values my vote. I want to make sure my vote counts.
Anything else you want to tell us about your case?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I think this divorce was caused by abuse meted upon my former spouse by professionals in the psychiatry field, and that prior to the divorce, we had spent over $400,000 paying the same people who were undermining the marriage and subsequently working over my children to alienate them from me. They've been the subject of other lawsuits for medical malpractice in that field. I did not know about that until 2 weeks ago from today, and this divorce has been on books since 2000.
So who are these medical professionals that are the subject of lawsuits that were treating your children?
There's a pediatrician who used to run an organization called Matrix in the Kansas City area, which was closed down under a series of lawsuits wherein the people would go for help or would actually go to take classes on how to do art therapy or something would be drawn into some very strange practices, which are kind of hard to believe, but involved regressing the patient or client to a state of acting and being like a child instead of an adult. In all cases, they were trying to hook people into a very long-term financial obligation towards the providers.
Was there any particular judge who did really badly in your case?
Well, there have been multiple judges. At some points in time, I have known who the judge was, but a recent illustration is I filed for a motion for contempt of court for denial of visitation on October 3rd, October 3rd, 2001. Under the laws of the state of Missouri, that motion should have been heard within 60 days. It wasn't heard for 971 days, so even the courts are not obeying the laws in very straightforward statutes about when hearings are supposed to be heard. Obviously, if the court isn't entertaining a motion.
These are not new things Norm's talking about, but imagine this man spent $100,000 on his attorneys. All the attorneys watching it right now are going, yeah, ka-ching, ka-ching, yeah, right on, spend the money on us. That money could have been spent to help his kids, take them to a Hawaiian vacation. No. Parents get ugly and bitter, and all the money goes to ka-ching, 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 the attorneys.
A motion for contempt of court for denial of visitation on October 3rd, October 3rd, 2001. Under the laws of the state of Missouri, that motion should have been heard within 60 days. It wasn't heard for 971 days. It wasn't heard for 971 days.